Alright guys, I'm down here towards the back of the yard today. This is where we put our big stuff. A lot of big U-Haul trucks. This one here was bought for scrap. She's cleaning up around her farm. So we ended up buying this big International in a Deutz tractor, which I'll show you guys here in a minute. This is a 89 International loadstar 1700. And for some reason, whenever we get big trucks, like big 2-ton trucks, this is the most common truck we get, are these loadstars. They must have made a ton of these things because we get a bunch of them. This is the first time we've ever had this body style. Most of the time we get them, they're the 70s body styles, so they have the metal front end instead of this fiberglass, which this has. Don't know if it runs. I've not tried to see if it runs yet, but it's got a International V8 motor in it. But as you can tell, it's pretty rusty. I don't know if they used it for a manure truck. A lot of times when they used them for manure, ooh, that was loud. A lot of times they use them for manure trucks. The body is just rusted off the frame. But there you can see at 182.3 horsepower at 3,800 RPM. Anyway, manual doors. Window went up a little bit. It's got the key in the switch. Sorry about the glare, guys. The sun's beating right down on us today. The cab looks pretty rough. It's got some rust. It's got a good bench seat if it could be recovered. We have a 2-speed rear axle, manual transmission. Let's see, we got 115,285 miles on the odometer. We got a oil pressure and battery gauge, water temp, and fuel gauge. And I don't see a tack, so I guess if you got a special edition or paid for extra cash, you have a tachometer right here. This one don't have one. You have a basic radio, and you got a bunch of knobs over there, a bunch of knobs over here, and some more knobs. The gas pedal's missing. You got your brake and clutch pedal, and these things I don't know yet. Yeah, they might go to a PTO. That sucker's got a PTO. Yeah. See that box right down there that's on the side of the transmission? That is a PTO. So these would engage your PTO. This one and this one, these red and black handled things, would probably engage your PTO. So this must have a dump bed on it. Let's find out. Yep, it's got a dump bed. These right here would be mounted to the frame, and when you pick the bed up and you go to set it back down, this will make sure that your bed comes back down on top of your frame. So it does have a dump bed. Here's your control box with your hydraulic hoses. And there's your cylinder up there. Oh. Let's go over there and see what's in the glove box. Looked like someone was either fixing this thing or getting ready to paint it. Because that's all grinder marks right there. I do like this fuel tank. If I build a hot rod, I'm gonna use this tank. So it has a plate on it. It was made in Michigan, where I was from. That's pretty cool. I'll just scrape the rest of this off. Does have a little dent there, but that just adds to character. Whoa. Alright, well, the door is broken because that sucker about fell off. Well, I don't have my knife on me. I'd pry that thing open. Let's see if I can find something around here. I got a quarter. I'll see if a quarter will work. There it is. Alright, we got our fuses and we got some parts in here. What looks like to be what's left of an owner's manual. Let's throw that back in there. Oh, that's nice. Got a wedge. Be good for cutting trees down. It's nice to have. Got a chain, another chain. Yeah, that looks about it. I do like those caution lights up there, or the marker lights. I do like those. I'm going to be building the rat rod, and I do like those lights. I might use them. I'm actually building a rat rod out of an International R200 cab, so those would actually work pretty good. I don't know much about this motor. I don't know if it'd turn over. As far as I know, her dad was the farmer and he passed away, and they're selling their property, so they had to clean up the yard. But this is the International, and I'll show you guys the tractor that came with this truck. Now this thing here is pretty cool. This is a 80, oh, what the heck year was this thing? 82, I think is what it was. 82, and I know I'm butchering the name. I don't know if this is how you pronounce it. Deutz tractor, I guess. I don't know. You guys might know more about them than I do. First time I've ever seen one of these. When I was farming back home, all we used was John Deere. And then I moved down here and it was Alice Chalmers. So this one here is a new one to me. The hood is pretty beat up. It's missing the lights that were in it. It does have a bush hog front end loader on it, which is pretty nice. The cylinders, look okay when you pick the bucket up. Just this outside here is pretty rough, but the rest of the cylinders look pretty good. Oh, I see a serial number. You guys can deduce that, maybe. But I think it has a 4-cylinder diesel. The brakes are free. The clutch is not. I don't know if the clutch pedal is stuck here or if it's actually stuck inside the transmission. I'm going to work on trying to free it up. This one here will most likely run. I don't see any problem with it not running. The tires actually look pretty good. They just need some air. And the motor itself looked pretty good. The oil looks good. Probably just clean the fuel lines, bleed the system. And that there is the 4-cylinder diesel. And you got all your hydraulic controls for your front end loader. The bucket has definitely seen better days, but you can put a new bucket on it if you need to. I would probably recommend it. It's got the PTO and it turns, so everything's free. This tractor rolls. There's nothing stuck on it except for that clutch. That's the only thing that I found that's stuck. All your shifters are all loose. They're all free. The seat is a custom moss green color. I would recommend replacing it before I sit on it. It is missing the key, but you could probably get an ignition switch for it. Your throttle lever is freed up. Your gauges all look pretty decent considering they've been sitting out in the weather. Your warning lights have seen better days. You could maybe find one online to replace them. I'm not really sure. And your diesel fuel actually still smells pretty good. Doesn't smell real bad. You might need to replace some hydraulic hoses. That one looks pretty rough, but that one's a short line, so that one wouldn't be too bad. It's these long ones that go all the way to the front that get real expensive real quick. But that one there was also sold to us along with that big truck. So every once in a while we'll get some tractors in, but that's really something that does not get scrapped. I mean, you can always fix a tractor. There's really not that much that can go wrong with them. I mean, if the clutch goes out, you have to split the tractor. That's probably the hardest part of doing them. But I've done plenty of them. They're not too bad. As long as you got some help to line them back up, they're real easy to do. Just time consuming more than anything. But you got your 3-point hookups on this thing. This would be a good tractor to fix. I'm gonna try and get that clutch freed up and get this thing to run. So I will see you guys in the next one. Just wanted to show you guys some of the weird stuff we'll get on the yard every once in a while. You know, we'll get 2-ton trucks in, but it's very rare we'll ever get a tractor. So when I get a tractor, I always tend to do a video on it. It's not something we see here at the yard much. So I will see you guys in the next one, and I appreciate you watching.